Today's video I'm going to be showing you our new homeschool planner. If you didn't know this, I am a homeschooling mother to 4 children and I actually currently work full-time. I was a stay-at-home mom for about 5 years and now I'm working full-time and homeschooling. So my husband is actually helping out with half of the homeschooling and I do the other half. So this is actually our second year using a Simple Plan homeschooling planner by Mardel, and this is for the upcoming year 2020-21. First of all, I just wanted to show you guys, I love how beautiful this is with the lavender and the galvanized metal, the natural wood look. I just think it's gorgeous. I love the way that this looks. And what does this look like? Shiplap or something? I think so. So I'm just gonna flip it and I'm just gonna show you details here and there. So first of all, when you open it up, this is just like last year's. They're all this is very similar to last year's. Basically the only difference is the designs and the colors. So when you open the planner, on each side there is a deep pocket. So it's on the front and the very back of the planner. And on every divider is either a scripture, inspirational kind of quote, or just like a pretty picture basically. So this first tab, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it says general info. So it just gives you a welcome. It tells you what is included and what's not included in this planner. And right here is where I will put all of my information. So this planner is good for up to 6 children, and I will be using it for 4 children. Their ages are 13, 9, 5, and 4. And this will actually be my first year officially homeschooling all 4 children. My 4-year-old will be considered in pre-K. So you just put their information here. And then this is very helpful. These are sample pages. So this is a sample page of the weekly schedule. I actually never really used the weekly schedule or the overview, the yearly overview, because to me it was just overwhelming to try to plan out everything week by week. Because sometimes we actually changed our curriculum. Certain things weren't working for us, and so we actually changed them a couple of times during the school year last year. But it does show you, and it is very helpful. So I don't want to discourage anyone from using either one of these, but me personally, it just didn't work for me. It just felt like I was going to be doing extra writing, basically. But I would say it's very helpful if you are a very thorough planner / organizer and you have more time to write. So this right here is another overview type thing, things to accomplish, special activities, websites that you may have used during this particular month, reading list, prayer requests and answers, supplies needed. So basically, I always used the websites and the reading list. And this is just a large calendar, just like a, whatever you would call it, desktop or whatever type setting, I'm not sure. So here's this, just to see the entire month at once. Also, it gives a little section for notes right there. Then this is the section that I used the most. So this right here, it gives you Monday through Friday up at the top, so those dates. And then right here is where you write your subjects on these sections. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections that you can use for different subjects. The examples they used were Bible, math, science, history, and English. Down here is actually, let's see, what did I do? I did Bible, math, reading, science, social studies, and miscellaneous, because not every child had the same. So like my 13-year-old, he did Spanish last year, and my 9-year-old did some extra spelling and things like that. So just however you want to organize it. And so you can use this planner one of two ways. You can either write down what you're planning on them doing and then put a check mark in the circle beside it, or as they do it, write it down. So if you're like me and you have more than 2 kids, then it would be very smart to either color code or and use initials. So last year I actually used different colored pens, but this year I'm going to use all the same color pen because I did mess up a few times. I also ordered these erasable highlighters, and I like them because they're pastel, and I just thought that they were prettier than your normal typical highlighter. So this will be my son with the 13-year-old. This will be my 9-year-old daughter, and I think this one's gonna be my 5-year-old, and that's my 4-year-old. And then I have the yellow for, I use that for the attendant. So basically whatever days they participate in their school. So we live in Georgia, and in Georgia you have to do schoolwork for 180 days. And so I will use this when I get to the attendance part of the planner. So I think that's about it for this section. Notes right here, normally what I would put would be something like, you know, Molly finished her reading workbook. This right here I also did not use. I probably could still go back and write down every single book and subject that I used, but honestly I think it would do more than just fill this up. There were so many that we used. And then this is what the attendance tracker looks like. They do it a little bit different than I do. They mark out the days whenever they're there. I like doing the highlighter just because I can see the numbers still whenever I do that. So that's my plan. And then when you get down here to the bottom, you write down the days that they were present and the days that they were absent. And then you do a total for each of those, for each semester. So moving on, this is the planning tab. See, this is not a quote or anything. It's just a pretty design, pretty picture. They're all very pretty, I think. So this is where we're getting into the planning, like pre-planning type stuff. So this is a calendar of 2020 and 2021. And it just shows you like all the holidays of what days they are on, which is very helpful if you're trying to like plan for spring break or Christmas break. Which I think we all know when Christmas is, but anything like that, Mother's Day or just whatever. So once again, this section, I did end up filling it out last year, but I never went back to it to see what my plans were. I did try to make a plan, but it never really worked because honestly, as far as time goes, we try to, you know, stick to a basic schedule. But some days, you know, they don't get started until an hour later, or some days they're finished, you know, 2 hours earlier. So it really just depends on the day, the week, and the child. So this right here is the week by week overview. And I'm just gonna skip all this because these are actually a lot of pages that they put in here. I feel really bad that I don't use them, but I mean, I might change my mind and actually use them this year. So there's a ton because it's for 6 kids, like I said. So I'm just gonna skip over all that. More like note section for future planning. This next divider is going to start with the school year. They start with theirs in July, which is when most public schools do, late July, early August. So this says Hope in Him with a pretty little wreath. I think it's very pretty. So there's July 2020, this is where it begins. So once again, this is what it actually looks like for the month. Things to accomplish, special activities, websites, reading list, prayer requests and answers, and supplies needed. And then the large calendar with the notes section. And then here's where all the action happens for me personally. So this school year, we're actually going to start on August 3rd, so I won't even be using any of this July, unless I just happen to change my mind. But yeah, so here's another notes section. It says future planning. This kind of looks like denim. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it kind of looks like denim to me. So this is August. This is where we will start. And each one of these also gives a scripture, which I think is very encouraging. So this will be our first day of school. And there's that. So I'm just going to flip through and just show you the dividers until I get to the next different section, like a different type of, not the non-monthly ones. I know the plans I have for you, Jeremiah 29:11. I love the little cotton stems. I think they're very pretty. So this is like a farmhouse style planner. The thing with the Mardel planner is you can't pick and choose your designs or your layouts or anything like that. So I want to say that this was $23.99. I need to go back and look. I will put it down below, also the website that I got it from. But that's the thing, is you just pick what they have that year. You don't get to pick any other design or anything. So you purchase what they have, and it's very nice. It's very good quality, and I think it's pretty. The last year was pretty, but actually I like this year's better. So that was September. Here's October. What do you got? It's not gingham. What is it? It's not just regular plaid. I don't know. It looks like a picnic table. Okay, so that was October. November, more flowers. December is pretty. Let all that you do be done in love. 1 Corinthians 16:14. This little shiplap look. Very pretty. So that's December. And then you go back up to the top. Here's January. More lavender. This is very pretty. That might be one of my favorites. And February, oh, I like this one too. Live, love, pray. So I think a really good idea for some of these, after the school year is over with, what I thought about doing actually is cutting these out, since I won't necessarily have to use these for reference. I just use what I write down, but I could cut these out, you know, and cut off the tab, of course, and maybe frame them. I don't know. I just think this year's is so much prettier than last year's. Here's March with some pink stripes. April. May. Then Sings My Soul. Very pretty. And June is the last month, June 2020. This almost looks like denim too. I can't tell if it's like blue or black. Not really sure. Okay, so that was June. And now, after all of the months, there's more lavender. You have student records. So this is where the attendance is. So I will start with my oldest and go down. So it'll be Herschel, Lucy, Molly, Anna. And then what I've already done for this page, since I know that I don't have 6 kids, I use this page kind of as a sample, and I have started to actually underline the days that I know that we want to be off from school. So this is the day we're planning on starting. This is the day we're planning on finishing, so August 3rd through May 21st. And we don't have an official spring break. We don't have an official fall break, because what we do is whenever my kids have birthdays, then I will let them be off for a day or 2 or 3 for their birthdays. So there, and then this is for Thanksgiving. We'll take off this entire week. And then for Christmas, I just figured December is a very stressful month. My husband works more, and this will be my first time that I'm working full-time with 4 kids homeschooling, and with him working extra, it's just going to be a lot. So I figured I would take off an extra 2 Mondays during the month of December. We'll take off the whole month of Christmas, and then New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and then the following Monday, and then another birthday. Moving on, so this is when Easter is, so I did Good Friday and the Monday after, and then this will be our last day. And also I gave us 10 extra days, just kind of like free days here and there, where if something were to happen, an emergency, or if someone got sick or something, or we just decided to take a trip and we wanted 2 days off, then we could do that. So I just gave us like some 10-day cushion room right there, basically. So yeah, this is the curriculum tracker, which I told you that I actually did not use, but you can do the subject, grade, curriculum name, publisher, source, price, and notes. And then additional materials purchased and related subject. This is pretty. I wish that I had like a kitchen floor that looked like this. I think it's very pretty. And this is extras, so this is a grading chart. I actually did use this last year for my 13-year-old whenever he had like a spelling test, math test, and things like that. Suggested reading list. I actually did use this for my son last year. I looked at these for him, and the way of salvation. And then down here you can write your salvation testimony. Suggested scripture to memorize. We actually have a Bible verse book that we have been using, and I'll probably purchase another one for next year if I can find one. And this is for extracurricular activities. So activity group, leader, phone number, email, notes, and you can do this. I'm not sure how many pages. I did not use this last year. So several pages. It looks like for 9 activities basically. And then notes, and more notes. And then here's another pocket, like I was saying. So the other things that I did purchase, like I said, were these highlighters. They were on the Mardel website, and it's a plus that that's an eraser, that they do erase. I'm not 100% certain how good they erase, but we shall see. And hopefully they are good highlighters and they last me throughout the year. If they don't, then I will have to order more, because I do like to stay consistent and use the same colors. I also purchased these because they were farmhouse. I'll show you. Just some post-it notes that were farmhouse. I thought they were really cute. I use a lot of post-it notes when homeschooling. I leave notes for my husband so he knows what to do for each child, and I post-it note the pages that they're supposed to start on and all that sort of stuff. I also purchased these from their website. I know that they're not farmhouse, but I thought that they were pretty. So they're just some tabs. They're tabs that you can put. So I was going to use these for first of all, to mark the center page of the attendance, just to make it easier for me to just flip to, instead of using a post-it note, because that is what I used last year, and I had to keep like replacing them every month or so. Also, another thing that I will use the Post-it notes for is to mark the week that we're on. So like I would just kind of tear one out or take one off and then just put it right there so I can just flip to it directly. So yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm sorry that the lighting was bad and that you saw my shadow like most of the time. This is my first video in about 5 months, I believe. Like I said, I am working full-time now, and it's really hard for me to try and make videos the way that I was. I do want to get back to making cleaning videos at least weekly. So if you are interested in seeing more about our homeschool curriculum and just maybe a day in the life or something like that, then please let me know. And also, if you're still interested in watching my cleaning videos, then please let me know that as well. I hope that you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video.
I met him on a sunny day in late July, and everything turned upside down. I almost lost track of time as weeks went by. I couldn't get him off my mind. I told him I want that great love, like standing in the middle of a bonfire. You don't know how you got there, but you hold tight, knowing that you can't get burned.